Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs Podcast. Oh, how sweep it is. How sweep it is. Sweep home Chicago. Goodbye, Dodgers. A beautiful series. PCA and Ohtani put on an absolute show. Speaking of shows, it's showtime. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs Podcast presented by Toyota. Let's go places. We are live from the Xfinity Loft after a beautiful 7-6 win and a sweep of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Oh. Luke Stuckmeyer. Where's Joey again?
Joey.
Oh, baby. No.
Guess who's back? Back again. Streaking now.
Wow.
Tell a friend. Okay. What's up, Pacific time zone? I hope you're in high definition right now because the Cubs just sweep them Dodgers. What's that, 6 losses in a row? Oh, that's so sad.
Sweep.
Sorry, old Kyle Tucker.
Sweep.
You've been going around looking at balls fly over your head all day from PCA. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I got a friend with me, too.
Uh-oh.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, Michael Jordan himself. You know what I'm saying? It's MJ right here. Get in the chat. Let's get nuts. And then finally, you guys, one more thing. One final thing.
Don't stand up. Don't stand up.
No.
Okay. Oh, big apology.
Crossover bit, Luke. Are you ready for this, baby?
Big apology.
I got to apologize to my teammates right here. Now, typically, I usually email them the night before, and I say, hey, guys, we're going streaking. And they always email me back, in fuego. I'm into it. I can't wait. Luke always goes, tarps off. Well, you know what? This time, I didn't email him.
No.
I'm just streaking by myself.
And you didn't shower.
I'm just alone and free. That's right, baby. Cubs are rolling right now. It got a little close. Sure, it got a little close. But I don't care. A dub is a dub. The W flag flies freely over Wrigley Field all the same.
Luke,
Captain Streak, 6 straight losses for the Dodgers?
Yeah, six straight.
Luke, don't look back there.
Don't look back there. And I tell you, the breeze is
behind the chair,
rolling back there.
Nobody look behind the chair, please.
The undercarriage feels fantastic.
No, and he hasn't showered.
Oh, all right.
All right, MJ, we're going to the bar. Here we go.
All right, enough of him. Hopefully Joey comes back with his clothes on. That's the one thing I don't like about the Cubs winning streak.
Yeah, same. Right.
Is that, we're scarred for life.
Yes.
And we will have nightmares about it over and over and over. What a series, huh?
Yeah, man.
And, I mean, we'll get to all of it. Shota was really good. It was a terrific series. They almost blew it. We'll talk about Thielbar. But we should start with taking the temp. Taking the temp for all the right reasons. No, 4 Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. 4 Seasons, heatingcooling.com for all their money-saving coupons and offers. You want to take the temp on the Cubs? They're not red hot. They're a blue flame right now.
I mean,
they are a blue flame.
It's crazy. Like, it's been an epic week because it starts Monday at the deadline, and Monday at the deadline, Jed and company nail it. They nail it. And that just, that feeds into the locker room. That feeds into the the self-confidence, right? And ultimately, here we are. The nails the deadline, and then the Cubs nail this series. They beat the Dodgers in every facet you could beat the Dodgers in. I finally got close at the end here. It was a 7-1 ball game for a long time, okay? Like, take Thielbar out of it, it's a 7-1 ball game. So it was definitely a statement sweep, a statement series. Everybody, and even our chat, why even go for the Dodgers are going to win? No, it's baseball. It's baseball. And not every single year the best team all year wins the World Series. The 2016 Cubs are more the exception than the rule, And yeah, the Dodgers have won a couple times. They almost lost last year. So ultimately, This is why you play the games. Now, I'm not saying because we swept the Dodgers now that we're automatically going to beat them in October, but I will tell you that everybody in that clubhouse on the Cubs clubhouse side is going to believe in themselves and believe that they can beat the Dodgers, and that's priceless.
I just realized he's wearing his streaking hat.
There it is.
Because that's what we do.
Wearing the streaking
That's
cap.
what we do. Shout out to Penn James. And I'm with you, Roman. That game was up the track. You can look at the box score later and be like, oh, that was a close one. No, the Cubs dominated that game. Yes. We'll have the Caleb Thielbar conversation a little bit later, but right now, let's talk about the Chicago Cubs team that just swept away those Dodgers and have them, I don't know, reeling a little bit. You know, when we were sitting around saying, man, the Cubs stink. They lost all these games in a row. Well, it can happen to any team. It's happening to the Dodgers right now. And I will say this. We saw it in the watch along. I just love this comment, so I'm going to give him another shout out. Chris Boucher said at the trade deadline, we got to change it to the Cubs trade lifeline.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what this has looked like the last couple of days, where there is, yes, now this more intangible excitement going on with this team right now, where they feel like that they can beat anybody, especially in their own house in Wrigley Field. Mm-hmm. They feel like that they can take anybody down. Tomorrow's the Toronto Blue Jays, and then they hopefully get to go out and beat up on some Kansas City Royals. But right now, the Cubs are definitely sending a message across Major League Baseball. And you know who else is sending a message across Major League Baseball right now?
You?
Me right now by saying paint me like one of your French girls, because once it hits my lips, I can't stop. No, it's the all of a sudden now odds-on leader. What? Those are two things from a movie. The odds-on leader, Pete Crow-Armstrong.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a message game today. It was cool to see Shohei Ohtani hit that second one to kind of return serve. But, man, first inning, Shohei goes deep.
Yeah.
And then the very first pitch, bottom of the first inning, Pete goes, oh, I see you, and I raise you, Shohei. I mean,
hold my beer.
It's as good as it gets when it comes to two guys trying to vie for an MVP or someone trying to dethrone the king. PCA today made an epic statement about that.
They were equal. They were equal. Both 3 for 5, both 2-run score, both 2 home runs. PCA had one more RBI than Shohei.
Pete had the double,
You're talking about literally the 2 MVP candidates were basically equal all day, minus PCA with that extra RBI. So it was fun to watch, especially more fun that the Cubs won this game.
We'll have a graphic later in the show, just kind of comparing the two as they went through this series, because really both of them had some great moments, and they were both superstars like we know they are, the 2 best players in baseball this season. I got one message for the Cubs, though, and I don't want to bring anybody down. Uh-oh. This was awesome. To respond to a trade deadline that was so great and then play 3 games like this against the Dodgers, chef's kiss.
Yes.
Beautiful, right?
Yes.
Just don't let it be your World Series.
No, 1,000%.
Right?
Right.
Let this be the ground floor and the launching point to the rest of the season and then the postseason. Don't let this be the highlight.
Yeah, Luke,
don't let this moment be the highlight. Let this just be a building block in it.
And a confidence builder. Yeah, for sure.
No, these need to be reference points on a resume that when you get to October, you really feel not only as a Cubs team, but as a Cubs fan that they can go all the way. Going 4-2 out of this last 6-game stretch against the Yankees and the Dodgers is one of those reference points. Now at this point, they lost 2 or 3 in L.A., and then they just swept them there. So now you've got yourself another 4-2 against the Dodgers this year, another winning record. That's all you can do, right, is put your best out there when you play the best. And, man, the Cubs, I don't even know they're at their best in this series, but they dominated this series. They really did. You want to wipe away the Caleb Thielbar 8th inning, the 5-run 8th inning? This was an absolute ass-kicking, and it was just great to see. And it was coming at the perfect time, too, because now this weekend – we're going to get some new faces in the starting rotation. More of that momentum building, more of that confidence building with this team. And, man, that's
the thing. It's exciting.
All aboard the freight train.
They're undefeated since the deadline. They're 3-0, obviously. But we haven't even seen the 2 biggest pieces of the deadline yet. That's Gausman and Holmes, right? So, it's really, really exciting that we could sweep the Dodgers after a great deadline. But, again, we haven't even seen our top 2 faces from the deadline. Yeah, man. I mean, tomorrow, Blue Jays, I would love to win that game and wrap up this home series or the homestand with a bow. but then you're going to Kansas City, right? I mean, like, things are looking better. It was a great homestand against two really good teams, and I'm okay with the Cubs losing 2 out of 3 against the Yankees. They played well the whole weekend, and you're one challenge away from possibly flipping Sunday's game to a victory and having a 5-1 homestand. Either way, you played 2 really good teams. You played them tough, and walking away with a 4-2 split out of those 2 teams, you feel really good about it, including the momentum-building sweep of the Dodgers.
Sickos Unite, I see Vince Perez in the live YouTube chat here at the CHGO Sports YouTube page. He says, "You are always right, Luke."
That's the comment you decided
That is
to
a
read?
nice comment. I really, really appreciate that, and
How about Becky
I think
with
I agree with that.
Our Wednesday watch-along record. We are 11-4.
11-4
for our Wednesday watch-alongs. That's a really, really good record.
Cash money.
So
Credit to
ultimately,
us for that, huh?
make
We're
sure you
also
guys
3-0 when I go streaking. Isn't that weird?
But you go streaking afterwards, right?
Yeah, the streaking is afterwards.
Whoa.
It's like dessert.
Facts getting
It's
in
like
the way
dessert.
of a beautiful naked story.
It's dessert for the sickos.
It's dessert for the sickos.
Powderhound just wants to say, hey, series win, nothing more, nothing less. So I ask you, is this a statement series for the 2026 Cubs? Or could that be washed away by playing poor baseball in Kansas City?
It's a statement series because, like what I said earlier, it doesn't guarantee we're going to beat the Dodgers in October if we get that far, right? But it gives that team, I'm talking about our team, confidence to not be scared of the Dodgers, right? Like, hey, we won the season series. We swept them at home. Like, we can play with these guys. We can beat these guys, if it happens to be an NLCS matchup. So, yes, a statement series. Because also, too, from a Dodger standpoint, don't overlook the Cubs. Like, okay, fine. They're a different monster in the playoffs, but they're going to remember that we beat them as well. They're going to remember PCA had quite a series and quite a game specifically. I mean, ultimately, yes, statement series no matter what happens this weekend and moving forward, because come October, our guys are going to be more confident if and when we get to match up again with the Dodgers.
Yeah, what I think is important is twofold. The first one is when you just talk about, it's beating a team right now in August. Let's see what happens in October. At the very least, the coaching staff and some of these players can walk out of this series saying, we've got some matchups that we like.
Yeah.
We've seen some success in different areas. Like if Shota got destroyed today by 12 runs or whatever it is, and his splits against whoever it is, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Shohei Ohtani, if they're really bad, guess what's going to happen? They're going to be a little bit more gun-shy to maybe throw him out in a situation. At the very least, you can assess in October and say, if Shota's going well and he does have to pitch against the Dodgers, we have some pitch sequencing that we like a whole lot. Like Brendan Miller did a great job on Twitter today talking about how Shota over his last 2 starts has started to throw his slider a little bit more, which is about an 87-mile-an-hour pitch. Only throws it about 2% of the time. It's up to about 10 or 12%, and you saw a lot of that slider today. So everything gets baked into the pie of how you ultimately beat an opponent. I get it. You're going to have to do it when the moment happens, but you can't tell me that this team that won't have confidence to walk into any matchup, any series against any team and not feel really good about it. Per this weekend, again, when you start rolling and the bats are hot and you've got PCA right now going the way that he's going. You got Seiya Suzuki with an OPS over 1,000 since the All-Star break. You got that 1-2 combo right now. Heading into the weekend against Kansas City, maybe you're getting a little greedy and saying, we should sweep that team. We should dominate that team. At the very least, take 2 out of 3. So it all sort of builds upon itself game by game. But at least matchup-wise, Luke, they got to feel confident moving forward that they've got some guys that have had success against the Dodgers.
Yeah, our guy Everett in the chat says, sweep, swept, swapped.
I like that.
I do
Dr.
like
Seuss.
it. I do know this much. This is a series where if you're the Brewers sitting in first place, you thought maybe you were going to gain a little ground.
Right.
You're not gaining ground.
They're not.
And this is the reason why we sat here just yesterday and we all kind of caved in and said, I think the Cubs are going to win the division. And then they went out and won another game against the Dodgers. These are the types of series, though, that you will have to go and catch the Brewers. I like 2 out of 3, and I like winning series. But when you get some of these lesser teams, obviously not the Dodgers I'm talking about, but when you get to the Royals, you better sweep them.
Yeah.
This is what you've been talking about.
When you get to the Royals, you got to sweep them. I'm not saying you have to sweep everybody, but when you play a team like the Royals, you better sweep them.
1,000%. And we've talked about that path to taking the Central, and we're playing the Brewers 7 more times, Yes, you take care of business against the Royals. I'm a big believer in just winning series. I'm with you guys. I would love to sweep everybody, but you win series. But like, man, you sweep the Brewers at home. That's a gigantic swing. You know what I'm saying? So all you could ask for is be within striking distance by the time you could play the Brewers face to face, head to head. And what is striking distance? 5, 4, 3 games, whatever that is, right? And then your destiny's in your own hands. And I got to tell you, there isn't a team hotter right now than our Chicago Cubs, and there isn't a player hotter than Pete Crow-Armstrong. So I'm with you guys. Let's parlay this into beating the Blue Jays tomorrow and sweeping the Royals, however it goes. But at the very minimum, you got to just keep winning series, and then the sweeps happen. Who would have thought we sweep the Dodgers? But we did, just kind of but the goal, win every series and then let the chips fall where they may.
Yeah, Luke, I think minimum 2.5 games need to be shaved off minimum before they play the Brewers again.
Yeah.
It's got to be at 3. If you're going to play them 7 times, let's say you go 5-2, you gain 3 games there, okay? If you do only 4-3, you gain nothing out of it, right? So this is a bit of moving season right now. There's going to be a couple of these along the way, but right now, just the way things are going, the way that just the vibes are really, really high, capitalize on it. It's okay to say emotions can play into this game. If the emotions are really high and positive right now, now's the time to play some good baseball and pick up some wins.
Dodgers winless since they signed and traded for. They didn't sign. Traded for Skubal.
I wonder who did that.
All right. Much more coming up on the CHGO Cubs podcast. We'll talk about Shota's Day and more. It's next.
I am still buzzing from the MLB trade deadline where our Cubbies, man, they're ready to rock here in the second half. The baseball season is long. Our friends at Sunnyside Dispensary are here to elevate your baseball season. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free shopping. They have a crazy selection with over 100 different strains to choose from with easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Wherever you are in Illinois, Sunnyside has a location for you. Are you down south? They got you covered in Champaign. Are you up north? They got you in South Beloit and everything in between. Stop in the store nearest you for expert guidance from their staff. And if you don't want to leave because it's kind of drizzling outside or calling for rain, whatever, head to their website for only the best under the sun, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases. That's right, 50% off the first 3 online purchases. Enter promo code HICHGO by checkout to qualify. That's HICHGO, HICHGO at checkout to qualify. Sunnyside Dispensary, only the best under the sun, only for 21 plus or Illinois medical card holders.
Justin, what if you could have reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could have it at the same price, locked in for 5 straight years?
I would sign up right now.
So would I. That is the Xfinity 5-year guarantee. I've got it. But I did a show the other day for us here, and I was doing it from a relative's house.
Ooh.
And it cut out. And I said, what's going on? Well, they didn't have Xfinity's 5-year plan. I'm like, here, I'm going to take care of you. It's the 5-year plan. You could have reliable Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even know you have them. It'll let you stream the show while your kid's streaming games and somebody else is watching something else in the house. No problems. Everything's working all simpatico, all together. Here's the best part. Xfinity's best equipment is included in this deal.
Bam!
So you are locked in. Don't miss out. A lot can change in 5 years. Don't let your Wi-Fi do that. So look around, lock in your price right now. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Right now, go to Xfinity.com. Learn more there. Xfinity, imagine that. Oh, sorry, guys. Yeah, back on the CHGO Cubs podcast, I was just mopping up the Dodgers.
Sorry, LA.
Let's get to some of our Toyota Super Chats. What do you got for us, Sarah?
Got a lot here.
Ooh,
Check
$2
this out.
Super chat from Mr. Voyager 51. Should have traded Thielbar, but then who'd want him? We'll get to him in a little bit. We're trying to keep it positive for the first part of the show. We have a $4.99 super chat from Alex Bauman 7154. How many wins against the Brewers do y'all think we need to win the division out of the 7 left? Go Cubs. Love the show. Great question. I think, how many wins do we need?
Well, we don't know how far out they're going to be when they face the Brewers.
Yeah, that's why I was saying
you can't lose. You can't lose 4.
That's what I was saying.
You can't lose 4.
Whatever you do against the Brewers, I think you have to be at least within 3. At least within 3 games. If we show up whenever it is in early September, we're playing the Brewers. It's still at 5 and 5.5. I really don't think it matters. I really don't. It's a lot of time. That's a lot of ground to cover. You're telling me that the Brewers are going to – any baseball team blowing a 5-game lead in September, you're getting borderline historic collapse type
Didn't the
territory.
Cubs blow a 9-game lead in September of
1969? Yeah, they sure did.
Don't poor Ron Santo.
I know.
I know. May you rest in peace.
Poor Santa.
I mean,
you got to be within 3.
I'm
at
with
least.
you, but
you
here's the deal.
2.5 off.
But you could also, let's say you are, I'm not saying if you're 4 games out, no chance, because you could still sweep the Brewers at Wrigley and now you're only 1 game out. So bottom line is, I think for me to have a shot at the division, you got to go 5-2 against the guys in front of you, and that's the Brewers.
Right, but if they're 4 back, you go 5-2, you're still not winning you're still a game back. You know what I mean?
Long
I
month,
get
though.
it gets closer, but it's just
here's the deal.
tough.
Tonight they're saying Skeens is facing the Brewers. We could hopefully be 4.5 games out waking up tomorrow morning.
Go Skeens.
Go Skeens, absolutely.
Go
So,
Skeens.
those kind of things happen where the head-to-head's very, very important, but, they still got to play, I believe, the Dodgers as well, and, then we're playing the Royals. So a lot could happen, but I think for me, you got to go 5-2 against the guys in front of you to leapfrog them eventually.
Kevin has a Toyota Super Chat saying Dodgers Brewers in 2 weeks.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't let me believe.
That's exactly what I was saying.
I'm not going to.
We're with you, man. We're believing. We see it.
Don't stop believing.
We see it.
The journey.
Who was saying? Erica says, "Hey, these don't mean as much now because Snell and Yamamoto didn't pitch." Well, you know what?
We faced Scooble.
Neither did Gausman.
True.
Neither did Holmes. Neither did Palencia. Neither did Cabrera.
Or Kate Horton or Ben Brown.
Two can play that game.
Right,
Two can play
exactly.
that game. The guys that played, and the Cubs dominated the series.
Blake Snell.
And by the way, too, we faced Scooble, the current best pitcher in baseball, and we beat him. So, Erica, you're right. We didn't get Yamamoto, but we beat Scooble.
I think Yamamoto's a fair one. I mean, he is awesome.
Yeah,
but you know
he's
what?
good.
That's how the cookie crumbles. And you got to get him where you can take him. Again, this isn't like a definitive the Cubs are better than the Dodgers. No. This is more about for the Cubs locker room understanding that we can have success against this juggernaut team. And that when we see them again in October, and I say that again, when we see them again, especially at Wrigley Field, they got a damn good chance to compete and beat them. That's what this is about. It's about building that resume that makes you feel good moving forward if you do face them again.
Erica was being sarcastic, and I didn't notice it. Sarcasm didn't recognize sarcasm.
We need a font. We need a sarcastic font so we know. Because Erica's very, very smart. I was surprised she did comment that, but she was being sarcastic.
She was being sarcastic.
Okay.
I got it.
Cool.
All right, so we went into this series and we said we're going to face Scooble. Oh, boy, we're going to face Scooble. Turned out great. Mm-hmm. Now when you look back at it, you say, pretty good pitching out of some of these Cubs again. And we're trying to figure out who's going to be in a perfect world. Everybody gets healthy. Everybody comes back pitching to the peak of their potential. Where does Shota fit into that mix? All I know is 5 innings, 1 run, 6 strikeouts. What could I do without the leadoff home run? Yes.
Solo shot.
But another solo shot. Last 3 homers, solo, and it didn't bother you. Also, his last 7 starts, they've all been like 5 innings, 6 innings, 4 2/3, 6 2/3, 7 innings. Here's the results. 1 earned run, 2 earned runs, no earned runs, 1 earned run, 2 earned runs, 2 earned runs.
Yeah.
That guy's in your rotation.
Yeah.
He's pitching like that. That guy's in your rotation, even though you will fear that home run with all your life.
Let's also look at the totality of Shota's Cubs tenure, right? He's pitched this good before.
Yes.
This is not some he's lucky. Don't forget, 75% of his first 2-year contract with the Cubs was this. He was ace-like, right? Now, he's had some struggles, obviously notoriously in the playoffs last year, and then, second, but and then this year there was a stretch, but even before that, this year, he pitched great, had a little fumble, and now he's pitching great again. This is not a surprise. This is who Shota Imanaga could very well be. And that, absolutely, I'm with you, Luke. That's a guy that's in your rotation moving forward. He's earned every bit of it, and he's looked the part.
Here's what I love about Shota's performance today. This is according to Baseball Savant. Now, over the course of the season, we've talked a lot about Shota's fastball velocity or sometimes lack thereof during certain starts. This season, 91.7 average on the fastball. Today, only 91.2. So didn't exactly have it as crisp and as firm as maybe he would like it. And the most hard hit balls today were off that fastball. But here's what's so interesting about it, especially when it comes to that slider. Slider, only 2% usage all this season, 9% usage today. He threw 8 of them. And more importantly, versus left-handed hitters, he is now mixing and matching where the sweeper is usually the ball that he'll throw against the lefties, kind of going away from them a little bit to get them chase. Like when we saw against the Phillies, and he was absolutely dominant. Right. That was that sweeper going away that Schwarber couldn't hit over and over and over again. He threw 12 of those today, but he threw 8 of those sliders, all 8 of them against left-handers. So here's what's really cool about that is, one, 81 miles an hour on the sweeper, 86 miles an hour on the slider. So the shape and movement is the same, but 5 miles per hour difference throwing them. So now he's mixing that up to lefties a little bit to keep them off the scent. I find that to be really interesting. And then, of course, his splitter, his best pitch, obviously the most whiff rate of all the pitches thrown today, 6 out of 21 and 29% whiff rate. So I love how Shota maybe, I don't know if he's evolving or innovating out of just a necessity of what's going on, or maybe, Luke, he's also saying to himself, right around this time last year, people started really reading my mail, and my fastball velocity went down a little bit, and then I started getting into trouble, and it got so bad that eventually he got punted out of the rotation. So maybe for him right now, he's in a bit of an adjustment mode, so it's kind of cool to see how he's tinkering and still continuing to have success. If he keeps doing that, maybe we continue to, maybe see the same Shota that we've seen all year through the rest of the season, and what a plus that would be.
Well, he's one of the guys out of the list of starting pitchers that I'm not sure really translates to, let's put him in and let him be a reliever later in the season. You know, he's a starter.
Yeah.
Whether or not the home runs scare you enough to decide that someone else is your 1, 2, 3, 4, that's another debate. We were concerned. It was Ohtani, okay? And it was a solo homer. But he has a history of home runs, and you don't want to give up home runs in the postseason. You just do not. I still think if he's pitching this way, that's a guy that I can at least give 1 time, 2 times through at the max, and then somebody's ready to piggyback that's totally different.
Yep.
That's how I would like to use him. Now, and it depends on, does Cabrera come back and pitch to Cabrera's potential?
By the way,
or is Cabrera going to pitch like, I don't know.
He pitched great today in Iowa. He pitched 4 innings, 8 strikeouts, no walks, no earned runs. I mean, like, this guy's coming back, and the talent is there, you know? So I'm with you. And then one more thing I'll say about Shota in a playoff setting, Luke, is, openers. You could manipulate things by having an opener for Shota, you know? So, listen, we got a long way to go to get there, but Shota absolutely stays in this rotation and I mean, he's been everything you could have asked of him this year, including this stretch right now that he's on, which has been phenomenal.
The Edward Cabrera thing, he is captain intriguing, isn't he? He's captain intriguing. He's
a wild card, no question about it.
He is walking potential. Because I could sit here and I can make a case that if Cabrera comes back and he looks even like 80% of what he did today, throwing 98.5 on the fastball, and he comes back with that kind of stuff, all of a sudden now he's like an ace up the sleeve maybe. And even if he gives you 3 innings in a playoff game, but they're absolutely dominant 3 innings the first time through the order, I mean, that could just completely change the complexion of this Cubs season. But again, we're still sitting there and we're waiting for it. The good news is right now, like guys like Shota, first of all, Shota Imanaga, in a season of injuries, you know who's been the dude who's been on the bump every 5th day?
Yep.
Who goes out to the post every 5th day that we have counted on. The only guy that we've been able to count on all season long is Shota Imanaga. Picked up his 8th win today, and he has been he's been a great Cub. I don't know what happens in 2027, but I think some of the things that made us really so angsty about Shota in the wintertime, in the offseason.
There were a lot of angry people.
Look, I think who knows what happens moving forward. He could tank again. He could collapse. But, man, I personally won't forget that he's been the one guy that's been there every single turn in a season where you don't know which person's going to pitch on which day.
Yeah.
Every single week something's been happening with every other pitcher except for Shota. I hope Cubs fans at least appreciate, no matter what happens the rest of the way, he has been a huge, huge plus, and a guy that has carried the water for a staff that, damn it, they've needed it really badly.
We've got another Toyota Super Chat real quick before the break. Kevin says for $4.99, I'm sorry for the schedule spam, but the foes in the North play San Diego, the Dodgers, and the Braves all in a 2-week span before they play us. Hashtag this. Last one for me.
That's a great point. You can gain ground during those 9 games, right? I mean, and then you play them head-to-head. So I have a question for you guys really fast. Are the Brewers looking behind a little bit, shaking in their boots a little bit, or do you think they just...
No, not yet. I think they own the Cubs.
After the
Frankly,
deadline,
they
though,
have.
and after we sweep the Dodgers, I gotta imagine we're on their radar right now.
They got Mizorowski, we don't.
I honestly don't think we're on their radar.
No.
I don't think
They're
we're
not
going to
even
be
looking yet.
I don't even think they're going to look at us until our series.
Yeah.
And if we win the first game, that's different. If they beat us the first game of the series, then I just think there's too much history with us losing to the Brewers.
I hear you.
So
you gotta beat them.
And they're good. So, and they're still 5 games, above us.
It's a dragon we have to slay.
It's like we just have to keep going, and then eventually they will be afraid.
Yep.
Yeah, it gets a little weird, right? Like, our city is awesome. The Cubs have an amazing, rich history that I think is nationally renowned. But like when it comes to baseball right now, the Brewers have our number. But we have to go out there and we have to take that.
They
number.
just haven't won the World Series, but you still got to slay the dragon to the north.
Like for the record, they've never won a championship in their life.
Ever. Yeah, ever.
Like, as
that's
long
right.
as we've been, I think we're
we've won twice, right?
We've won 3.
Oh,
we won
3
3
times.
Yeah,
Excuse
we
me,
won
3
3 World
times.
Series championships. They have
I'm a young
0 in their
we
history.
weren't alive for
And
a
the
few
Bears
years.
have beaten the Packers 2 out of the last 3 times.
Oh.
That's true. I forgot about that.
Wow.
Knocked them out of the playoffs. How about that?
That's interesting.
All right, coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast, we're going to talk about that MVP race showdown at Wrigley Field and more of your Toyota Super Chats. We'll be right back. Oh, Justin, the summer heat's going to be back. Summertime Shy is a roller coaster ride.
Yes.
Don't get caught without air conditioning when you need it the most, right? That's the worst thing you can do. So right now, schedule your 4 seasons, complete AC tune-up for just $89.95. It's not going to last forever, but right now, $89.95. Expert technicians available 24/7 for emergency service if something goes wrong. No additional charge for nights, weekends, or even holidays. So whether your air conditioning is starting to not work well or it's making noises like mine,
Not good.
or maybe you got a clogged drain, 4 Seasons takes care of everything. Trusted by homeowners across the region, 30,000 5-star Google reviews. And if your AC breaks down after that tune-up, no, don't worry. No additional charge. They're going to take care of you. It's the perfect time to upgrade during their summer savings event as well. 72 months, interest-free financing. 4 Seasons, they'll beat their competitors' offer as well. Visit 4 Seasons, your trusted local experts for heating, air conditioning, plumbing, sewer, and electric. Visit 4seasonsheatingcooling.com.
You may be asking yourself, Roman, why are you wearing sunglasses indoors? Very good question.
Vibe.
Well, vibe is one thing. Also, this way I don't lose them. They're on my face. I don't lose them because I'm wearing them. But you know what? It happens. You've left your favorite sunglasses at the beach, on the roof of your car, at a gas station, 3 states away. We've all been there, but Shady Rays changed the game. These sunglasses are made for real life. Seriously good looking, right? Polarized, durable, and not stupidly expensive. But here's the best part. If you lose or break them, even on day 1, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. Yes, you don't gotta
Get
make
outta
up.
here.
You don't gotta lie or anything. I wear my sunglasses everywhere without fear. Shady Rays is eyewear that has your back. And right now, ShadyRays.com. Use code CHGO50 for 50% off 2+ pairs of polarized sunglasses. Again, CHGO50.
Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Toyota. Let's go places. We're live in the Xfinity Loft. The Cubs just swept the Dodgers, and a win by Paul Skeens tonight would put the Cubs 4.5 back of the Brewers. Oh, hey, MJ. Yeah, there it is, folks. The MVP shirt. Even Mike wants to be like Pete. I could be like Pete. That is available at allchgo.com. In the old merch store, the MVP shirt in the powder blues.
It's really cool, too. Like, today
That
was
is
a perfect
going like
example.
hotcakes.
Shohei Ohtani leads off the game with a bomb. And then what happens? PCA answers the bell, right? Boom.
Man.
He hits one of his own in the bottom of the first. Then PCA hits a 2-run bomb. Advantage Pete. Oh, no. Shohei comes up and hits his own 2-run home. It was really cool. It was like two boxers today going back and forth about, I'm the MVP. No, I'm the MVP. But we all know that we have the MVP by that shirt.
It's a great way to describe it, and it goes back to a lot of the great battles, and I hate to cross sports, but it kind of sort of feels like that season when LeBron and Derrick Rose went back and forth, and Derrick Rose ended up winning the MVP, where it was, I mean, I think we all can agree that Shohei Ohtani is a unicorn. He's absolutely incredible. He's had a season where he hit 50-plus home runs and 50-plus stolen bases. And just to think for a second that someone on the Chicago Cubs, let alone Pete Crow-Armstrong right now, is the guy that, is going toe for toe and trading blows. It's romantic, frankly. And every single day, every single game, he continues to do something that is incredible and amazing. I mean, it was DH versus DH today, right?
Yeah.
Between PCA and
Lead
Shohei.
off DH versus lead off DH.
Lead off DH is two of the best in the game. And unfortunately, not only PCA didn't start in the All-Star game. Super cool move, MLB. And then also Shohei didn't even play in the All-Star game. But this is exactly what they were hoping to platform with a Midsummer Classic. And that's what this was. This was an early August masterpiece from two guys that are, one of them's kind of at the peak of his powers. And PCA, Luke, I don't even know what PCA's ceiling is yet. I don't even know if he's there. I think he might be just scratching the surface of what he's possibly capable of.
Oh, by the way, I just put that shirt in my shopping cart.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
MVP's in my shopping cart. I don't know what his ceiling is at the moment. If he keeps playing like this, he will be a perennial MVP candidate, right?
Yes.
And I mean, no, he didn't start in the All-Star game, and Team USA didn't even start him. Team USA slept on Pete Crow-Armstrong. But he has shown this now for an extended period of time. There was the slump, the Sox game, all of that. And he has taken that and just launched. He started it by shrinking down what he was swinging at. And when he finally did it and started being more selective at the plate, and the walks started coming, and the walks started turning into better pitches to see, and the better pitches to see started turning into him seeing pitches that he could hit for home runs instead of just swinging at anything he could hit and some of them going out. And now he's looking like a guy that could have a really, really special career. Is he going to be the MVP? I don't know. Here's how this series went. This was an unbelievable display by both guys. If you want to say they're the two guys, they're the two guys.
They are the two guys, yes.
Game one, PCA goes 1 for 4 and scores 2 runs. Okay, Ohtani went 2 for 4, so he had one more hit, but he also had one less run scored. Game 2 comes around, and you're thinking, well, that was just, that was average. That wasn't anything special. Game 2 comes around. Now PCA goes 2 for 4, steals 2 bases, has an RBI and a run, and Ohtani goes 1 for 4.
Huge insurance run in that second game, too,
Advantage Armstrong.
Correct.
Now, today, game 3, and they're still at it, back and forth. This time, both as DHs, and 3 for 5, both of them. An extra RBI for PCA. They each hit 2 home runs, and PCA also had a double. Advantage Pete Crow-Armstrong.
Yes.
He takes at least 2 out of 3 here.
Yep.
And one of them was a nationally televised game in which he was very impressive.
He loves
right?
it.
And this is how you know he's super valuable. People want to say, well, the defense isn't that valuable compared to Ohtani when he pitches.
Not pitching.
Let me just tell you, when that last ball was hit for the final out of the game, all that went through my head is, why isn't he in center? Why isn't he in center? They're not going to catch this. Pete will catch this.
PCA, Pete catches anything.
Remember the old obvious shirt?
Yeah.
Al Moore will catch it. Wasn't that it?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Now
yeah.
it's Pete catches everything.
Yeah, and listen, defense,
anything. Excuse me, PC.
Defense matters. You know what I'm saying? And
Everything.
listen, Ohtani has won the MVP, and he's a unicorn because he hits and he pitches. And I will give him that all day, every day, okay? He hits and he pitches. He's not pitching right now. He might not pitch the rest of the season. And at that point, he's just a DH. He's a damn good DH, but he's just a DH. We also have a great offensive player who is also the best defender in baseball. So if Ohtani doesn't pitch the rest of the season, and as long as PCA doesn't like go through some crazy slump that I don't know about, I think PCA is going to be your NL MVP. It's just, I'm sorry, offensively, they're both great ball players. But if Ohtani doesn't have that extra pitching thing, Pete definitely has that extra defense thing. And defense does matter in baseball. And man, he's not even just like a good defender. He's the best defender in all of baseball. And I mean, hot take or not, I think he's winning the MVP.
Yeah, according to FanDuel right now, FanDuel agrees with you, where Pete Crow-Armstrong is officially the favorite to win National League MVP.
Yep.
According to FanDuel, Pete Crow-Armstrong is the favorite to win NL MVP at -120. Shohei has moved to +102. Now, is that FanDuel also trying to open it up to the public, try and spread some of the money around?
Sure.
You're damn right. But guess what? The fact that it is so close right now, where I think Shohei started the season maybe -200, maybe -300, which is absolutely egregious for him to win the MVP. It's really incredible what Pete's been able to do. And per your point, Roman, about the defense, I just heard a wonderful anecdote from Joey Votto today. Joey Votto, by the way, they got to pull him out of the living room. They got to get him onto a national broadcast. I think he's absolutely amazing. And they asked, I think it was Brian Kenny asked him, what is it about Pete at the plate right now that you think has really evolved for him, and why is he now having the superstardom at the plate? And what Joey Votto said, because Pete is such a great defensive player, that Pete, by the proxy of him having to be out there for his defense, has gotten the opportunity to see at bat after at bat after at bat, through tough times, through good times, through even the bottom baseman
He still
times.
gets his at-bats because of it.
He always gets his at-bats because he plays defense. Think about Moises Ballesteros right now and why he's now on the Angels, because we couldn't find a spot for him because he had nowhere to play on defense. He lost a little playing time. Then his offense kind of went south. And he just said the fact that Pete is so good defensively that he's been able to ride through everything and get into what Joey Votto calls the flow. And then he also said to anyone aspiring to play the game professionally or young kids, learn how to refine the defensive game, because no matter what happens, if you're good on defense, they'll keep letting you hit.
Yeah.
So it was a really weird, interesting reverse way of how has Pete come to this place. Well, his defense has helped him get to this place offensively, because Craig says, I need this guy out there every single day. And by reps and repetition and the 10,000 hours, you are now seeing that come to fruition on the offensive side of things. And I thought that was really interesting, because now he is truly that complete player.
Something I never would have thought of. Ever, right? Like,
It's really a cool
It's true.
point.
He's out there all the time, so he's getting more practice at it, if you will. Game practice.
Yeah.
So
Lefties, too. He's hitting
That's
302
right.
versus lefties. Hit two
not
bombs
getting
off
subbed out
left-handers.
for anybody.
Right? So you can do everything you want mechanically, but sometimes maybe it's just that exposure over and over and over again, and then it cracks.
Lefties, he's been amazing
He's been
against
great
lefties.
against
Hitting
lefties.
302.
Against lefties.
Lefties.
Woo.
Last year, he hit under 200.
Yeah.
It's been incredible.
You know who struggled today? I saw Godfather trying to keep us on task. Michael Collada says, hey, guys, who's going to get the final outs? Almost blew a 6-run lead. Got to worry about who's going to close out these 1-run games. Godfather always wants to keep us on task. And I'll tell you what, the answer is not Thielbar.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know that everybody in the bullpen was bad, Godfather. I think
They weren't.
Thielbar was bad.
Thielbar was bad.
Because Fergie came in and pitched 2 innings
Nice
of
job.
shutout baseball, right? And I know our new guy.
Zephyr-Jean did not have it today.
He didn't have it,
but he got through it.
He should have
He got
probably
out
never
of it.
been pitching. You know what I'm saying? Like, ultimately,
Right,
Thielbar, that was his inning. And Thielbar, because he blanked the bed, you see Counsell run. He sprinted to the phone, right, to make sure this guy was up. So I don't blame Zephyr-Jean. He didn't have his best stuff, but, like, he's looked good last night, and he looked good just from looking at him for the season. But Thielbar messed that whole game up bullpen-wise, because that was supposed to be a clean inning and a low-pressure situation, and because he made a complete mess of it, that's why you had to get Zephyr-Jean and then eventually Webb. So, listen, Thielbar, I've been on the show many, many times. He's not looked great. And there's been a lot of big home runs he's given up.
A lot.
And at some point, it's like, I think Joey said it, are him and Raleigh Pop kind of like competing for that one spot, you know? And I'll tell you what, if that's a boxing match, right now Thielbar got knocked down. Will he be able to get back up? I don't know, but I would not be mad if I don't see him for quite a while.
It was an interesting lesson today, I think, for the Cubs, big picture as well, where, yeah, they had to rush the new guy into service that I don't even know if he thought he was going to pitch today.
Right, exactly.
Which was a back-to-back scenario. And you could see, you're pointing it out perfectly that Craig raced to the phone. Yeah. Is he ready? Zephyr-John is like, no, new boss. I kind of need a second. So then Carson had to go out to the mound, and they had to wait a minute. Like, remember, these are human beings. They all have their own ramp-up routine. And I think the Cubs need to learn how quick does Zephyr-John need to get heated up. Yeah. And I don't even know if he was exactly ready to roll. They kind of pushed him into that service. And frankly, he was yanking balls left and right and up and all that stuff, and Zephyr-John didn't look very good. Back to Thielbar, though. Look, we had this conversation yesterday that we didn't talk about on the show, but Luke, you asked Thielbar versus Rollison. Mm-hmm. Who are you going with? And I followed up with what's the situation, and maybe this will also kind of illustrate where I'm landing on this, is clean inning. I like Thielbar in that spot. As you saw today, they gave him a clean inning to try and get you through those 3 outs. Yep. Completely blew up in their face.
Yeah.
And his ERA now, I think, is probably close to 5 if it's not already particularly there. But I also asked the question of, if you were in a jam in a tight game and you needed a ground ball, which left-hander am I going to? I'm going to Ryan Rollison. So that kind of says everything you need to know about maybe where the pecking order is going to land on that. And you've seen it in games, too, where Ryan Rollison has done a great job of coming in and, getting that ground ball and getting out of an inning, where it seems more like they kind of give Caleb Thielbar some more of the clean innings, more of the like, hey, man, just get us these 3 outs, move the game along a little bit, as you saw today. And, 11 home runs now given up in 35 1/3 innings.
It's bad.
It's Tyone stuff.
Yeah.
It's not good. Honestly, last year he only gave up 5 home runs. He's given up as many home runs this year as he's given up the last 2 years previous combined, 24 and 25 across, I'm going to try and do math really quick, 105 innings in 24 and 25. He gave up 11 home runs. He's given up 11 in 35 innings this year.
Not good.
That's not great.
Not his
He
year.
looks like a guy who pitched too many innings and is an older guy who pitched too many innings, right? Like, he's just not going to bounce back the same. That's why, we were kind of discussing, perfect scenarios for the bullpen moving forward. And I said, well, if everybody's healthy, let's just pray for the miracle that Steele comes back and is Justin Steele, and he can contribute in the bullpen. As they said, if he does come back, that's where he'd be. And, we don't hear a lot of updates about him. But if he were to come back, and who's the other lefty?
Hobie
Milner, who actually just threw. One of those two guys would be in danger of at least slipping out of that. And I could see it actually right now. I would say it's Thielbar. I would say Milner I would trust more. I would trust Raleigh Pop. And obviously, if Justin Steele were healthy, I would trust Justin Steele. That's 3 lefties in your pen. How many more could you possibly need?
And I don't blame Counsell at all for what he did today. Like you're up 6 runs. You bring in Thielbar, that's the spot to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
try to get him right.
Yeah, try to get him right, but also just like not use your high leverage guys. Mm-hmm. Thielbar, like I said, just kind of blanked the bed, and then now you're trying to speed up. Like, okay, give me Zephyr-John, give me like it wasn't supposed to be that way. So you think about Ferguson pitched 2 innings. That's kind of mop up duty, if you will. Thielbar just ruined the plan, and 11 home runs is very, very alarming, and I would argue that. Somebody's Milner comes back or whatever, Caleb might be pitching his last couple days in Chicago.
Yeah, and here's the part that really, is going to bum me out about Caleb Thielbar. Last year, his average fastball velocity was anywhere between 94.7 and 95.5.
Okay.
Had that hamstring injury. Remember early on in the year, he was still pumping 96. They even did an interview with him and Taylor McGregor, and she's like, Caleb, you're 37, 38 years old. How are you still throwing 96 miles an hour? And he went through the whole thing. Ever since that hamstring injury, though, year on average, 93.3. Today, 92.4.
There you go.
It means something when you are a fastball curveball pitcher, right? Like that curveball has gotten hit a little bit, but again, all 3 hard hit balls today. 3 hits given up, all on 4-seam, 1 off curveball. It's just, I don't think he has the same stuff that he had last year. It's just not as sharp. I can't help but feel like ever since that hamstring injury, it sapped a little something out of him. And it's a guy who it's falling apart for
Yeah.
him a little bit, and age is maybe catching up to Caleb Thielbar.
I wish I could ask Craig Counsell right now, and maybe we can get Tony or Jared to do this. Even off the record, in a perfect world, who are your best options to be your closer the rest of the way and in the postseason? Like when it's all said and done, who would you really want out there to close games? Is the answer Palencia? Is the answer Zephyr-John? Is the answer Holmes?
Jacob Webb.
Is the answer Webb? Is the answer, this, again, perfect world, Ben Brown or Cabrera or somebody that we're not thinking of?
Phil Maton.
Anyone?
Oh,
Anyone?
No.
If he's ranking his preference
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, how he would play it out, how do you think his 1, 2, 3 would look for choices for closer?
I mean, I can't go inside of his mind.
No.
For me, it's Daniel Palencia. I know Clay Holmes was a great closer for the Yankees a few years back, but he kind of morphed into a starter, right? And he's done really, really well as a starter. So for me, Palencia was dominant last year, great in the postseason, phenomenal in WBC. He's the most recent successful closer, and man, I just love 101 miles an hour pumping in the ninth inning. So I can't read his mind. Maybe he thinks like me, whereas like Palencia is my guy if he's healthy, if he could pitch back-to-back games, all those things.
And I think I heard him on the radio council today saying we think the injury is behind him.
Great.
So, okay. So you start to move forward.
Build him
And, he's been throwing less now because of the injury. Maybe somehow that turns into some sort of silver lining.
Yeah, it's funny with those options. It is pretty much a classic case of past, present, future, where the past is Clay Holmes.
Yes.
He's been a closer in a World Series game for the Yankees.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of experience doing that, among other things, also starting as well. Your present right now is Jacob Webb. I mean, Craig Counsell trusts Jacob Webb implicitly throughout many different high-leverage situations, and none more important than today where, man, don't let this lead slip away.
Right.
Who's giving me those 3 outs? It's going to be Jacob Webb, and he got the job done. But I'm with Roman. The future, in theory, and we've seen it also in its past, and hopefully we get it in its present, is Daniel Palencia, because he is gasolina. He is 100 miles an hour, triple digits, also with that slider, and a little bit of that swag, and a little bit of that arrogance that you need to carry yourself on the mound in those high-pressure situations to get those final 3 outs to have your team be successful and win. So, trust factor right now, I think it's Jacob Webb, but in the back of everyone's mind, if it does become Daniel Palencia, it changes the whole game. Because now those guys that you trust, those, Clay Holmes, the veteran, Jacob Webb, career season. Zephyr-John. Now you're deploying those guys in a lot of different areas. And if you're Craig Counsell who loves matchups, that's when he gets really excited. That's when he goes streaking.
Well, like he went to go get the phone when Thielbar was struggling. That's the fastest I've seen Counsell run since he was scoring a run at the World Series.
Agreed. That was funny.
He was flying down
like a
those
Rookie of the Year, he goes,
Yes.
give me Zephyr Hauser.
He did not like what
Give
he
me
was
Zephyr
seeing.
Schuster.
He did not like what he was seeing from Thielbar.
He also took a foul ball off the leg today,
Yes,
too,
he
as well.
did.
So not an ideal day for Craig Counsell.
Checking on the skip after that. So now you get the Blue Jays for one day and then the Royals. It's kind of a weird, the whole makeup thing. I was hoping to see that we were going to get the traded. I was hoping we were going to get Gausman and Tyone.
The Freaky Friday, the switcheroo.
That would have been funny. But now we know that it's Gausman and Holmes Friday, Saturday.
Friday, Saturday, yes.
So they're easing them into Cub life.
And
on
honestly,
paper, you're looking at it and saying, here's some road games against the lowly Royals.
But it's probably also like from a mental standpoint, good that you don't have Gausman facing his old team right away. You know what I'm saying? Like that's got to be weird for him as well. So I think all in all, it's probably a good choice, not only for a softer landing, but it's weird facing your old.
He might have asked him. He might have just said, hey, you're a veteran. Do you want to face your old team or you want to wait a day? And he probably was like, I'll wait a day.
Right.
And look, it's another part of it. It's a byproduct that maybe Cubs fans don't get a chance to see, but I'm just trying to put myself in the shoes of some of the guys in the locker room of, Gausman and Holmes get to pitch this weekend. If they pitch well and they get a win, you don't think they're going to kind of party in the locker room a little bit? You don't think that's going to be fun and fresh for some of the guys? Like, what was the phrase? Like, John Lester on the Lovable Reunion, he was talking about how all the different emotional elements of a month. And he talked about the month of August, and he was like, in the month of August, I hate everybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to be around anybody because, it's the dog days of August, and then September, you're trying to push towards something and trying to see as far as you can go. If there's any bit of that going on right now with the Cubs right now, having Gausman go out there and get a win and have them celebrate with their new teammate, or Clay Holmes doing it, or if Tyrone Taylor comes up with a huge hit, or if we see Zephyr Jean this weekend get a save. Like, it's just these little things that are fresh enough for a team that's really been grinding and really been at it all season long that I think kind of, keeps a little pep in your step. When you mix it up a little bit,
totally,
it can feel good. So, I mean, I hate to just kind of keep hammering this week on the emotional element of what's going on with the Cubs, but I just really believe how important this is going to be for this team right now moving forward in the next couple weeks, and I do think it will translate into better baseball than we've even seen so far this year.
And let me add one more thing, too, not just about these new guys getting a win or a save, let's say. It's also, you don't think they're going to be happy about, like, getting Daniel Palencia back? Like, feeling good about one of my brothers are coming back, or Cabrera coming back healthy. Like, those are all shots in the arm for a team during the dog days of summer, right? Yeah. So not only the new guys having success, is getting our old brothers back and knowing that we're that much better now. So, yeah, better days are ahead, man. And these days right now are pretty damn good, but I think the future's even brighter.
Big win, 7-6 over the Dodgers. They sweep L.A., and now they get Toronto tomorrow. We've mentioned, could this series sweep be a launching point? Could it be a statement series? Could it be this? What if the secondary thing to come out of it is that Scooble's like, wow, what a cool place that is. It's sort of shocking to me that he had to be afterwards like, wow, I've never been around anything like that. That was unbelievable.
His quote was great about Wrigley Field. It was great.
Great. Now, most likely, Boris said, "Hey, say a lot of nice things about Wrigley Field," but
it got me.
He might also mean it too. Yeah. Like, you didn't hear that stuff even from Tucker that much when he was here. Scooble said it. All right. I remember how Jack Scooble was just facing the Cubs when they were in Detroit last year. Oh, yeah, so Scooble, you mean like facing the Guardians in Cleveland isn't the same? You mean facing the Royals in Kansas City is not the same? You mean facing the Sox on the South Side is not the same? No, man, it's different here. Yeah. And if Tom Ricketts has shown us he's willing to go into the second luxury tax, come on, Tom.
And Luke,
let's get involved.
I hear you about Boris,
let's get maybe involved.
Planting a little bit, but I will say Scooble kind of went on and on about it versus like just being like, yeah, I love it here. And like, he didn't just give me like the standard like statement. He gushed about Wrigley and the atmosphere and the fandom. So that was kind of cool to see. I mean, listen, we'll get there when we get there. Let's even see if we
have
baseball.
Throwing it out there. What if in a year we go, it was that series?
The quote was really
kick his head in and then bring him home and heal his wounds.
It was eye-opening. The quote was eye-opening for sure.
It's like when a kid goes to their first college visit and they see the guys or girls on campus and they're like, well, this isn't like high school. This looks like a place I could go for 4 years.
Totally.
Seemed like Scooble might have felt that way. It was like, wow, baseball can be different.
It's different here. The
bleachers are different. Day baseball's different.
This.
Love that.
I did another poll.
Ooh.
Oh, what's the poll?
I just want to, take the temp. Shout out Four Seasons.
I
just want to take the temp on how our Cubby fans are feeling about the division race right now. So I asked again, can the Cubs catch up to the Brewers and win the division? We have 82 yes and 18% no out of 139 votes.
Yes.
Thank you for voting.
So far, though, these polls are the fans, at least, are seeing it.
Oh, and can I do a quick shout out to Dansby Swanson, who absolutely also had a fantastic series.
Yes.
And has actually played incredibly well against the Dodgers so far this season. If we roll the clocks back, we all remember that 2-run bomb that he hit in L.A. at the time to win our first 10th game in a row for our first 10-game winning streak. Another double today. I mean, the batting average is just, it isn't going to be there. Yeah. It just isn't. But the guy continues. It's weird. This is a longer conversation, but he might be having his best season as a Cub. I just feel like him defensively has been absolutely fantastic. The hits have come at the right time. The RBIs are there. And just to be a steadying force through all of this right now, it's crazy to say it for a guy hitting 220.
I think Dansby might be having his best season as a
At
Cub.
the bottom of our order. I mean, that's how
Yeah.
deep and how
Which
long.
is where he's perfect.
Absolutely.
And should have been all
Absolutely.
along, but it was too long to rebuild.
Absolutely. Dansby in the bottom third of your order is a real strength for this team, and it shows how deep our lineup is.
All right, big.
Carrera, congratulations. See you in October. Classy comment, and I hope to see you there. Hope to see you in the
wow,
chat.
Very nice. Very nice. Hey, we're going to be back here tomorrow
Yeah.
after
Do it
the
again.
game against Toronto.
Dylan Cease.
Hopefully another Cubs win. Dylan Cease, did you say?
Yeah, they pushed him
Dylan
back.
Cease, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. All right.
Okay. Hey, we beat Scooble.
That's right.
We can beat Cease.
Yeah, what's Cease?
They're not ready for tarps off for
Oh.
these two guys right
If they beat Cease,
here. Hear that?
keep your knickers on. Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Toyota. Let's go places. Thanks to Xfinity for the loft, and thanks to all of you in the live chat and those of you listening in podcast form. Hit the like button, the thumbs up on the way out, and we will see you tomorrow. Until then, fly the W.